and my nervousity. My nervousity. What's a nervousity?
Fine.
Hey guys. Hey everyone, welcome to my first storytime video, and as you can tell in the title, I will be sharing with you guys my first semester experience here in the United States as a college student. So yeah, if you want to hear my story experience or my first semester here in the United States as a college student, then just keep on watching. Now, to give you a little bit of a head start, I started my college years in the Philippines at the Our Lady of Fatima University in Valenzuela City. I am taking the same degree, which is marketing. So I left actually my former university as a third-year student. And when I got here, I was expecting really to be pulled back as a freshman. So thinking about it, I'm just like really drained. So when I got here and I enrolled, I was so happy that they took actually all my credits except for my English subjects. Why? Because they said English is a foreign language in the Philippines. I don't know about that. I don't know if you know that we study English since kindergarten. Yes, we do. As far as I can remember. Anyways, I did not tell my advisor that why would you not take my English. I didn't fight for it. I didn't complain or anything. I just let it go. She said that I'm actually a senior. You're 2 courses away from being a senior, so you're technically a senior. I said, oh really? Oh, that's cool. I'm like almost done, so I'm so happy. On my first 2 months here in the United States, first 3-4 months, I was not really feeling homesick or anything. I wasn't feeling like I had to adjust or had to cope up with culture shock and things like that. I really didn't feel that at first. So that's why I was so happy of entering another university. And I was scared of making friends because there's another background story to that I am scared of making friends. I've had a lot of trust issues with trusting people again, like horrible things, but when it comes to friendship, it's just really heartbreaking. Like, you know, all those kind of drama things like backstabbing and, you know, gossips and things like that, and it just drove me crazy back then. I was contented with having 2 little crazy best friends in the Philippines, which is Honey and Labs. In my college years, I was always with them. I never did wanna be with anybody else except them. I was actually called as a very grouchy person, very mataray and masungit. I was scared of that thought of me having friends again or making friends because I have no clue how to do it anymore. I had no clue how to make friends. I had no clue how to approach a person, how to talk to them, how to make a conversation, to start a conversation with them, how to smile, how to kind of like, you know, I just don't know how to do that first step of making friends. I didn't know. I forgot how to do it anymore. So fast forward to the first day of school. I was so excited when my husband dropped me off. I'm like, my energy is so high. Let's just say that my energy was 1,000%. I was so happy. I was like, I'm so excited. Every good thing, positive things in me was like 1,000%. Excitement, happiness, nervous in a good way. Everything was really 1,000%. So I found my room. I was shocked when I first saw my room, my classroom, because I'm like, this looks like a place where we would held orientation for freshmen. This is how big it was. The classroom is like angled this way, and it kind of looks like a cinema where the professor is like down there and the chairs are lined up like you're in a cinema. So it was really weird for me, but I sat in the front because I always sat in the front. I love sitting in the front. So I waited for people to come in. I waited for my professor and things like that. The first thing that I noticed is that nobody talks to no one. Like, it almost looks like nobody knows anyone, but nobody cares. Take note, I had this smile in my face, okay? This smile in my face where I say, I want to make friends. I'm not saying it, but I'm just like smiling to anyone. I didn't even know how I look like. So when I noticed that nobody really looks like they want to talk to anybody, I just kind of like, well, I guess it's the first day. I guess this is how the first day is here. The class ended and things like that. I had no clue what was happening because I had no clue what the professor was talking about. She didn't even acknowledge if there was a new student there who doesn't know what to do, because hello, duh, I had no clue what you're talking about. Please guide me. So in my first 2 weeks, I had my statistic class, and I was so excited. I love statistics. I was so happy when I found out that I'm gonna take another statistic class. So our first quiz, so this quiz was like a head start quiz where our professor was expecting us to know what we're gonna have, what we're gonna answer, because for this statistics you have to have a prerequisite of business statistics before you can get into the statistics. So he knows that we know some statistics already, that this is so basic, we know how to do it. So he just went through it a little bit, and he said that next week you're gonna have a pop-up quiz about this. So I said, oh, okay, that's really exciting. So I had my calculator, I had my paper that day. When he gave us the quiz questionnaires, and I said, this is one of the easiest statistic questions, like part of the statistic course. So I said, well, I know how to do this. Everything just turned upside down when the professor said, okay, you have 5 minutes to do the quiz. Start now. I'm like, 5 minutes? This is a joke, right? Like, nope, he wasn't kidding. And when I look around, everybody was in their calculators doing their own thing, and they all look like they know what they're doing, and I'm like, just there, shocked, just trying to finish the table, and I'm like, this is really not enough for 5 minutes. So I was in my first second row of completing the table. There was like 5 rows to complete it, and I'm still there like, I don't know how would you finish this in 5 minutes. And so the professor said, time's up. Yeah, time's up. And my seatmate was looking at me like, so I said, I'm doing it right? I'm doing it right. This is how you do it, right? I explained the process to him. I explained him how am I doing it, and he was just there like, I know he was listening to me because of how he responded after, but he had that look into my face where, yeah, but you can do the shortcut. That's what he said. And he said that's what we were doing, because in 2 minutes everybody was finished already. So I was about to cry in that room because I really looked like I was so stupid. I didn't know what to do. He explained it to me. Did you went to YouTube already on how to use the calculators here? And I'm like, no. And he said, this is how you do it. You can actually do the table in the calculator. And I'm like, really? 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 And so he explained it to me, and I was so shocked on how easy it was to do this thing in the calculator. I had never thought that the calculator was that powerful to do this thing. I said, but we don't do that in the Philippines. We actually do it manually. He said, yeah, but here would you do it in the shortcut way? And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I got a 0 on that quiz. 3 weeks later, I still have no friends. Nobody still talks. It's still the same thing over and over again. In any class that I had, it was still like, nobody cares. Everybody just leaves whenever they want to. That's the thing also that I noticed here. Like, some students leave the classroom whenever they want to. And it's kind of so rude. I feel bad for my professors, but a month later passed by. My excitement as day passes by went down. Like, it was 1,000%, right? It went to a 900, 850, 800, 700, 680, 500, 300, 200, 100. So I said to myself, I need to kind of explore my campus. So I did start to explore my campus. I went out of my building one day and I said, let me just find a place to eat, I guess. Because I didn't know where to eat. I would usually just go and eat at the student lounge where there's vending machines there where I can get some chips, some Nutri-Bars and water and things like that. So I said, I'm kind of done with vending machines. Let me see if they have some like a cafeteria looking thing here. So I just look around. So I saw this building called University Center. And I saw that a lot of people go there during breakdown. So I said, oh, this is probably where the food is. So I was still alone. Like, I didn't know anyone. I didn't talk to anyone at this time. Nobody talks to me. So I really felt so bad. Like, I said I'll probably look like an alien to them, that they don't want to talk to me. So I went to the university center, and it was a cafeteria. Finally. So when I went to the cafeteria, everybody had this white card with them. Everybody has the same thing that they have when they line up in the cash register when they're about to check out with their food. So I was looking and I said, I wonder what is that? I was so scared. Like, you know that feeling where you're scared with each step that you make? I'm scared. I was so scared of entering that building. I was so scared of watching them, what they're doing. I was so scared of thinking of lining up there, trying to get food and trying to pay for it and getting out of that building. That's how scary it was. Every step was just scary. I don't know if I have anxiety problems, but it was just scary. I passed that day. I said, I'm not gonna get food, because I was really so scared that I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to mess up. I'm gonna pass today. I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna ask my husband. Maybe he knows. Maybe he knows. And turned out it was the ID that they have. You can buy food with your ID here, as long as it is owned by university. Like the cafeteria, the food that you're buying is owned by university. You cannot use it in a vending machine, but you can use it in the cafeteria. I went to Chick-fil-A one day. This was like a month and 2 weeks already. What was that? This was like a month or 2 weeks already of me being there. And I still didn't had any friends. I actually hadn't talked to anyone yet. Like, nobody really wants to talk to me. When I got there, I got my Chick-fil-A sandwich. When I tell you, it was so scary falling in line there. It was so scary ordering. It was so scary paying. It was scary. So I got out of the building and went back to my business building. I went to the student lounge where I usually eat alone. This was the day where my happiness, my joy, my excitement, and all the positive stuff that I had at the very first day of class went down so bad, from 1,000% to 20%. That's how bad it was. This was the time where I felt so alone in life. I started to see myself alone, dying alone, eating alone, sleeping alone. Even though I know I have my husband, I have my dog, I still have my family in the Philippines. I still have friends in the Philippines. As I was having my first bite of my Chick-fil-A sandwich, I remembered my days in my former university, where I was with my two crazy friends, which is Honey and Labs. Oh my goodness, I'm crying. I'm not supposed to cry. I'm supposed to tell a story. Where as every bite reminds me of how lonely I am, of how nobody wants me. I've never felt so alone in my life. And I started crying. As I started crying, I was telling myself that, why are you crying? Like, you're such a baby. You should be strong. You should be looking forward on the day when you're gonna go back again to the Philippines and you're gonna see your family and your friends, and you're not gonna be alone anymore, and you're not gonna feel like you're the only person in the world, that nobody wants you, and things like that. Oh, why am I crying? Like, why am I crying, you know? Cuento pa more. Nobody saw me, of course, that I was crying because I was alone, right? Yeah, story of my life. After that day, that was when I realized I was really feeling homesick. I was missing Philippines. I wanted to go home. That's all I was thinking. I wanted to go home. I don't like what's happening. Like, why is this happening to me? It wasn't like this when I first got here. All of a sudden, it just started when I started going to school and things like that. And after that day, I learned to myself that it's okay. You know, it's okay that you're alone. Duh, it's okay. And after that day, I don't care anymore if nobody wants to talk to me or nobody wants to make friends or things like that. I would mind my own business too, like how all of my classmates does. I'm not saying all of the universities here in the United States is the same, but no, I'm just telling you guys my experience, okay? I just didn't care anymore. I started eating alone and I didn't mind. I started going to school, going from classroom to classroom. Each subject has different classrooms, different professors, different people as well. You don't get to see the same person in all your subjects. The chances are so slim to none of you seeing the same classmate to another class, to another class, to another class, which is so different in the Philippines because we actually see the same person over and over again if you are in the same section. if you're not an irregular student. Irregular student in the Philippines is very rare. You don't really see a lot of them because it's really hectic. A lot of students don't like it, and it's expensive as well, from what I can tell. So yeah, anyways, that was the story that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My first semester in the United States, all in all, was a little bit of a roller coaster ride. I was not expecting a lot of downs, but once you get up, it really feels good. This country does teach you how to be independent. So yeah, I guess that would be all if I would wrap it up in a sentence or two. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the thumbs up and comment down below what you think as well. If you have your first experience here in the United States, whether you know it's at school or just being here, please comment down below. I would love to hear everything about it. And if you have any suggestions, tell me what story would you like to hear again. Not again, like would you like to hear next time. And I do have a list of stories that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys, but I would love your ideas too. That would be really, really awesome. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.